Thurman was the reason we have these multifaceted backs today.
A commercial that changed the Super Bowl forever.
He is the fantasy football god.
Everyone's gonna be wondering what he's wearing, what he's gonna say next.
Wow. I am a female, and I just happen to be an NFL football official.
A brand new single-season rushing record.
The standard by which all others who play the position will be judged.
It's a true book, no question about it.
Aaron Rodgers doing it all.
She showed me as a young girl that this is possible.
Willie was the first black middle linebacker.
EWBANK won the 2 most important games in the history of pro football.
He shocked the world.
Gale Sayers befriends Brian Pickle. It leads to the great story.
Interceptions, big hits, whatever you needed him to do, he can do it.
The violent world of Sam Huff.
This game staged by its famous sports editor, Arch Ward.
He would hit guys under the chin. He finally brought in the rule that eliminated the clothesline.
Drew Bledsoe went down, and they never looked back.
It brought on the advent of celebrations.
My father was offered the New York franchise for $500.
Maybe one of the greatest talents ever to come into this league.
Emmitt Smith has eclipsed Walter Payton.
The gloves that they wear today, you shouldn't drop balls.
It was a ball that was all about throwing the ball down the field.
Any tries, you can do this.
His cuts, his moves, it's like no other.
We knew we could give a better show.
I was disruptive. That caused a lot of controversy.
Hats off to you, Mr. Goodell. He affected the whole balance of power in the AFC.
He created the super agent.
Mike Ditka, the Chicago rookie, goes in for the touchdown.
Joe Carr set the building blocks for the next 100 years.
Those lights come on, there's a buzz.
Slinging Sammy Baugh.
Nobody defined the NFL draft like Mel Kiper.
What makes him a game changer is his integrity and his character.
He was the biggest name with the sports gambling industry.
He's redefined the way you play offense. That's, that 2 tight end.
Dick LeBeau revolutionized the zone blitz.
He had such a broad base of understanding of the game.
Thank God they moved the post back.
Dan Reeves said, I want to go to the West Coast.
I should have patented this kick.
Anytime he was on TV, you couldn't turn the channel.
It's gonna be all day kicking ass.
Warren Moon paved the way, man.
He represented a lot more than just Tony Dungy.
It was the beginning of that superstar athlete.
Fox changed the entire feel of TV sports.
He must be the greatest.
Just the standard for the position.
He brought back the old school quarterback.
Bill Nunn was responsible for bringing outstanding talent to the Steelers.
My grandkids say, Papa, what is the Mel Blount rule?
That made the offense worry about prime.
If you loved football, you would turn on primetime.
Tex Ran, so much a part of this organization.
Clark Shaughnessy, the man who spells touchdown with a capital T.
What is the picture-perfect quarterback? I would say this guy right here.
Paul Tagliabue deserves to be distinguished.
The biggest deal in Cowboys history.
The best recruiter of talent ever.
The Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, they're America's sweethearts.
Don Hudson basically invented what we see in wide receivers.
A black man in a sport that had very few black players was pretty amazing.
My lateral movements along with my initial speed was just fantastic.
The money going around to get his services was astronomical.
Dr. Andrews can't count the number of guys he's helped.
I think all of us wish that it never was invented.
He adjusted like no other coach I've seen.
I hope that in a few years there's no need for a Rooney Rule.
Playing for Coryell was absolutely the greatest.
Jerry Jones really changed the course of NFL history.
His innovation has spurred a radical evolution.
You're too no!
42 years old. We gotta go on that diet.
Pro baseball, pro football, the Olympics, it's always been an inspiration to me.
Red Grange, he was the hero. He was the ultimate.
Doug Williams, about to step into the pages of social history.
Everybody's kind of working off of his blueprint, really.
For him to be an athlete and get involved in it was like inspirational.
Of course, the nuts and bolts of the Dallas Cowboys is a man that wears a funny hat.
If I do my job and I put the ball where it's supposed to, we're gonna win.
I don't think there's been a game changer like him. He was an unstoppable force.
I got you on my fantasy team!
Every single game now matters to you.
We're playing online. It's connecting people all over the world.
Curly Lambeau, founder of the Packers.
It's a visual history of the greatest game we've ever created.
If there's a grievous error out there, let's choose instant replay.
He's nothing short of incredible and will never be duplicated.
Great coach, very bright man, great human being.
It's an American cultural icon.
Lamar Hunt blazed trails his entire professional life.
Broadway Joe, bigger than life.
They broke the color line. Historic for the NFL.
Without George Halas, there is no National Football League.
Bill Walsh was way ahead of his time.
Pride and poise, a commitment to excellence.
And he had a sense of vision for what pro football could be.
He essentially invented half of the things we even have in football.